Well, I had a nice breakfast. Okay, so anyways, what's today? 15th? And 14 miles. Okay. No real climbs to worry about. Okay. But they, I think I commented, they talked about just the volume of pilgrims here in Sarria and all the way into Santiago, and boy, it was the invasion of the Americans. A group of folks doing their thing, sitting around chatting. I think it's their first day out. They were talking about, getting their stamps and all. So we'll see. Should be a lot more folks on the hike, on the trail, on the walk. And I'm hoping some interesting folks to talk to, for that matter. So, here we go. Always nice to hear the birds. It's a very nice, cool, foggy Bay Area coastal morning, and just gonna keep my comfortable pace, remembering what that French farmer said back on the Le Puy. Oh, it's a long way. Go slow. Save your legs. Plus, I don't have to do the bed race. I've got my reservations secure all the way down the line. All right. And that's the difference between spending $15 a night for a bed and spending $45, maybe $50 a night for my own room, even with a shared bathroom. And I saved my money for years to be able to do this trip, so I don't really want to sleep en masse, and that's okay. So I was the last one out this morning, I think, or one of the last few. And maybe those folks, again, just want to get a jump on it, or they have longer hours, or they are in competition for the albergue beds. I don't know. Gonna see what Galicia has to offer here. So far, the walking temperature is just perfect. So there we go. Okay, rain it has been most of the morning. Just stopped for a little lunch, really good piece of chocolate cake, and this, I don't know, tuna thing, not sure how to describe it, quite good. I think it was, what, €5 together, so not a bad deal. The rain subsided a little bit. It's a little lighter right now. I'm at about the halfway point. Just have to keep an eye out for some water. And that's kind of it. Whoops, that's kind of it for right now. I guess this is a little chapel. Man. Many times they'll have water spouts nearby, but I'll find some water. I mean, I've got, you know, enough. I'm not worried about it, but I always want to stay on top of it. Have a little extra, just in case I get parched. Okay, it's coming on 2 o'clock. I'm listening to my audiobook of Bill Bryson and, you know, rolling into town. So this is Porto Marin, and the river you'll see, but more interesting is when the river is this low, the old Roman bridge is visible. So I'm hoping to be able to show you some of that. Yeah, there we go. Can you see? Pretty interesting. So there's Porto Marin. Not exactly sure what all that is. Looks like it might have been a earlier bridge. Yeah, you would think, because right. Okay, good morning everybody. Today's a good day for an adventure, don't you think? So it's about 5 to 9. Here it is on Monday the 16th, I guess. I think that's right. Porto Marin. Got 11 miles today, so no big deal really. Expected to rain about starting light rain or about 11 o'clock, so in just a few hours, and then to moderate rain by about 1 o'clock. So I've got my rain gear up top and ready to go. Jacket is already on, can feel a little mist in the air, and that's okay, of course. So, you know, as I said before, kind of coming into the home stretch, and I was thinking about this last night. Really seems like I've kind of had 3 different Caminos. Walked on the Lopui, walked on the Norte, and now here we are on the Frances. And so, in that sense, being able to experience 3 different ones is pretty good. But as I had mentioned to family and friends, you know, it's felt a little disjointed with all of that. And I have to also realize that, you know, I opted to cut off 5 days to go to Dublin. No regrets there. It's a fun thing to do. I'm imagining it's going to be a fun thing to do. And also, you know, this whole fire bit, right? So when I jumped from Rebello to Sarria, that cut off a good 4 to 5 days. And that was just out of an abundance of caution and peace of mind. Would I do both decisions again? Yeah, I would. So this is how it's played out, and that's just part of it, and that's quite okay. So strap broke on the backpack last night. I went supermercado and bought a sewing kit and did a really poor job. I can feel that this thing is not, the 2 straps aren't, shoulder straps aren't quite the same. So, you know, make my little adjustments, but the backpack only has to get me another 5 days or so, and it will. And I've had this thing for the longest time. I love this granite gear. So, I guess that's about it. Just gonna kind of get myself out of town and get myself started. So that's the thing, and then roll into Santiago here in a few days. So let's see what today holds. I think it could be fun. A little bit of peace and quiet. Might be because I started fairly late. Most of the other folks are probably well ahead, and that's fine. I got short miles today, no hurry. And you can never go wrong with the birds. Okay. Just a little afternoon, and I think this is supposed to be like the highest spot on the Frances. It looks like it tops out just right over there. Stopped and had a nice little break. with a orange and a banana. Weather is quite cool. Looks like it's gonna get started to rain here pretty shortly. I took off all my rain gear that I had started off with this morning just because I was sweating inside it so much. And I wanted my feet to cool down a little bit as well. Had a nice conversation with a group of Americans, one from Southern California. Her and her friend had done most of the Frances, and then a bunch of other people came over and joined them at Sarria to kind of finish it out. So, you know, it's a nice conversation. It was fun. And this is what's going on. I've got Bill Bryson in my ear. Just trying to hold out as long as possible before putting on any rain gear. More a sprinkle right now than anything else. But the ant trail continues. All right, boys and girls, here we are. That is where I am staying tonight. Hopefully not in the cow field. Casa Tiana, something like that? I don't know. I'll recognize it when I see it. Had a nice conversation with a couple from Canada who do a lot of bicycle touring stuff, you know, organized tours. Well, Ligonde is supposed to have a pilgrim cemetery and a pilgrim hospital. Not that they use it anymore as a hospital, right? But I guess this was hundreds of years ago. So maybe you'll be able to find it. The rain's let up a little bit, which is nice. And walking to the restaurant that I'm hoping is going to be open. Typically it would not be if it's on Spanish time. Google says that it's open, so, you know, whatever. We'll see. Grab an early dinner if I can, and then back to the room and just hang out. Okay, so here we are on the 17th, a little drizzly morning. It's late, it's 10 after 9. And I think I may catch some peace and quiet this morning. So, as you know, I'm slowing down into Santiago because I've got the days, and just to kind of make it an easy walk. And so I'm well ahead of everybody that's left, obviously, at the beginning of the last stage. And I stopped about 5 or 6 miles before the end of this stage. And so everybody else probably went on ahead, or has at least gotten out early, or they're doing what they're doing, but no ant trail right now. So that's just fine. It's gonna be wet. The rain, or the weather forecast said it was gonna be rain about 1 o'clock. Well, okay, here it is. So all I have to do is put on my gaiters if it really starts to come down, and it's really starting to come down. So maybe I'll just pull over here and tighten up and then get ready to go. All right, so that's it, an easy 8 miles today. Palais, I can't remember. And should be there about 1 o'clock, and hopefully not too soggy. All right, that's it. We'll see how it plays out today. Oh, and a little bit of a sobering thought. Here to our right is the Pellegrino Cemetery, where in hundreds of years past, God bless them, they would have the pilgrims who were cared for at this hospital. When they didn't make it, there they went. Or I guess the hospital is back there. I don't know, whatever. I gotta get on my way. So, okay. Look, Ma, no ant trail. The mileage must have been off, because at 8 miles I shouldn't be here until about 1 o'clock, and it's 11:15, so I'm not walking that fast, that's for sure. I mean, I didn't stop to take any breaks, but this is what, 2 hours? So all right, I guess I've never been known for math, but either way, here we go. Well, hello everybody, camper and camperettes. It's coming on 1 o'clock. I'm just waiting for restaurants to open to actually have some lunch. So here in Palais, as I mentioned just a minute ago, rolled in a little earlier than I had thought. Sat down, had an orange juice with a nice couple from Texas. They were from Dallas, and so there we are. There's the hometown connection, right? So we're chatting, and oh, where are you from? Where are you from? Blah blah blah. And they're like, oh, the woman says, my sister, she lived in that same town for 30 years. There we are. Ah, oh yeah, we know that place really well. So I was wondering where that connection was going to come from, and it seems like that's probably the closest that I'm going to get, and that was just fine. So not much to do, truthfully, you know, with this idea of shortening up the days, shortening up the miles. Roll in, and I've seen the church, seen the monuments, looked in some of the stores. That's kind of it. So that may be the consequence of having a little bit of extra time on my hands, is that I'm gonna just have time on my hands to, I don't know, noodle around and do something, or just listen to my audiobook, lay around. So that's okay. Maybe not such a bad idea after all. So that's it. Here's a little bit of the municipal building is off on the left, and I don't know what the fountain is right there on the right. This is a tight little town with pretty narrow streets, and you know, fairly pleasant. We'll see. So the order of the day is going to be to have lunch, try to extend that out as much as possible, and then get into the pension. It opens at 2. Obviously take a shower, attend to socks and see what's going on, and then see about either dinner at 5 or 6, or if I have to stretch it all the way to 8, then I'll figure out something at that point. All right. Okay, it's 8:30. Had a nice hour and a half dinner, watched some video actually, and grilled shrimp, and a Russian salad, which I'd never had before, and a really good beer. So quite enjoyable. It was kind of funny, 3 of middle-aged guys sitting in the tables by themselves, and everybody was plugged into their own phone doing their thing. So, and then all of a sudden, you know, it turns 8:10, 8:15, and the place just exploded. Everybody showed up because that's the regular dinner time. So I'm gonna wrap up the rest of the evening and just get back in under the covers. Probably catch a little Netflix because I can, and then get ready for tomorrow. As I said before, 11 miles. Rain is predicted again. It's the way it goes. And so I'll be happy to show what the trail looks like and what some of the experience is. So thanks for hanging in there with me on all this, and let's go have an adventure.